Our data is showing that there's not a huge amount of negotiability if something is priced well. There's a lot that goes into buying and selling here and being successful as a buyer and a seller. Welcome to this week's look at the state of the New York City real estate market, where I take a look at the luxury market, the Manhattan market, and the Brooklyn market. I do it because I want you to be informed. It never hurts when you're a consumer to be informed. Welcome to this week's look at the state of the New York City real estate market. This report is for the week of May 15th to May 22nd. We're going to get started with the luxury market in just a moment. As always, I'm going to be bringing you the very latest news about the luxury market, the Manhattan market, and the Brooklyn market. I'm going to be taking a look at each segment of the market, and then I'm going to sum it all up and give you my thoughts and takeaways. Okay, let's get started with the luxury market. There were 27 contracts signed last week for properties that were priced at $4 million and above. That is 13 contracts fewer than the previous week. The number one contract that was signed was the penthouse at 60 Collister Street, asking $26.95 million. It was listed back in December. It is a duplex, it is a penthouse, it is a condo. It has a little over 5,600 square feet. It includes 6 bedrooms, 5.5 bathrooms. It has terraces on 2 floors that total 700 square feet. Downstairs, they have an entertaining space in most of the bedrooms. Upstairs is the master bedroom and a glass solarium sitting room. The unit is considered to be in excellent condition. It includes a deeded parking space, which is a very rare commodity and highly coveted in Manhattan. The building, originally constructed in 1866, was a stable for carriage horses that delivered packages and telegraphs for the American Express Company. The amenities in the 15-unit building include a doorman and a garage. The number 2 contract was Penthouse D at 360 Central Park West. It was asking $14.795 million. It was listed last July. This is also a duplex, also a penthouse, and also a condo. It is on the 17th and 18th floors. It has 4,223 square feet. It includes 5 bedrooms and 5.5 bathrooms. The 18th floor has views of Central Park from a 1,450 square foot terrace that surrounds a glass solarium and a bedroom/den. Amenities in the building include a doorman, a fitness center, children's playroom, and a pet washing facility. You know, I love these buildings that have pet washing facilities. I just think that's such a cute thing. I have to wonder, though, if someone's spending that kind of money, if they're actually washing their own pet, or if they're probably bringing in a pet washer, like a groomer, don't you think? I can't even imagine they're washing their own pet, but you never know. Okay, onward. We're going to talk now about the quick stats for the luxury market last week. The total weekly asking price sales volume, 198,069,999. The average asking price, 7,335,926. Median asking price, 5,650,000. Average discount from original ask to last asking price, only 1% last week. Wow. Average days on market, 562. Okay, that is it for the luxury market for last week. Now we're going to take a look at Manhattan, and then we're going to take a look at Brooklyn, and then I am going to sum it all up for you. So we're going to start with the 1 week look at the supply and the contract sign and the off market for Manhattan. There were 461 properties that came on the market last week. That is up 18.2%. The contract signed 248, that is down a little bit, 5.3%. Off market up 65, almost 66%, 154 properties came off the market. If we step back and take a look at that 1 month view, we see that the supply is actually down a bit for the month, 1,841 properties came on the market, down 7.5%. Contract signed also down to almost 3%, 2.8, 1,011 contracts signed, and the off-market properties up. 550 properties came off the market, 30.3%. Okay, market pulse. We're in this neutral market. Have stayed in this neutral market. Supply and demand essentially keeping pace with each other. If we look at this liquidity pace chart, 1,011, that was yesterday's reading. This is this 30-day moving window of contract activity. We'd like to see 1,000. This is respectable. And if we can see, this maintains this neutral liquidity. So again, Manhattan, balanced, neutral market. If we look at the net inventory trends, overall, we are seeing inventory trending upward. We have also seen that on balance, the contract activity overall has also been up a bit. So that keeps things in balance for the most part, at least up until now. If we see the supply chart, we see that the Manhattan inventory continues to tick up higher, but given where we're at in the season, it's likely to be peaking soon. The pending sales from a demand standpoint, those also increased again, but likely will begin to kind of taper off as the summer starts to roll around. The weekly new listings did tick up a bit, but the suggestion is that the main listing waves are kind of over for now. And if we look at these contract signs, we see that the weekly contract signs pushed up over 250, and that pushed the monthly pace up above 1,000, which is healthy and great. The activity, though, will likely wane a bit as we move into those summer months. When we look at the percentage of listings each month that eventually found a buyer, and we kind of look at, December, January, February, Manhattan does appear to be the tougher sell. And we can see from this Manhattan listing success rate that proper pricing is really very, very important. We're going to take a look at this same chart for Brooklyn. This data is showing us that pricing in Manhattan is very, very important to be successful. So sellers, I hope you're paying attention to this chart. Okay, that's it for the Manhattan market. Now we're going to wrap it up with Brooklyn, and then I'm going to give you my takeaways and my thoughts about where this market is at and some really good strategies for buyers and sellers. So we're going to start in Brooklyn like we always do with this 1 week look at the supply, 231. That is up almost 17%. Contracts signed also ticked up a bit, 2.5, 165 contracts signed. Off market also inched up a bit, almost 6%. 57 off-market properties. And then we see for the month, 945 properties on the market, down almost 8%, whereas the contract sign inched up a little over almost 2% here, 701 contracts signed and 242 off-market properties, up almost 9%. You can see from the market pulse, just like with Manhattan, we maintain this neutral market status, supply and demand being fairly in balance here. The liquidity pace chart, we also see this 30-day moving window of contract activity in Brooklyn, 701. We maintain this kind of neutral status, neutral liquidity. If we look at the inventory, we're now seeing Brooklyn kind of ticking up a bit. You can see like we basically have moved from either negative inventory to kind of totally flat before to now we're actually starting to see some inventory. That may encourage buyers. That may be why we're starting to see a little more contract activity. The Brooklyn supply has ticked up a bit, but it is relatively low comparatively to what we are used to seeing. And the demand continues to increase. But the overall lack of supply may be holding buyers back. The new listings did tick up from a weekly standpoint, but compared to previous years is down 25 to 30%. And the contract signed did jump up this week, second highest total of the year. Likely, though, to see some lower weeks as the summer rolls around after Memorial Day. And if we look at the Brooklyn listing success rate, when we look at the percentage of listings each month that eventually found a buyer, we see that Brooklyn is really a different market when you compare it to 2022. I don't suppose that's really a big surprise to anybody. All right, thoughts and takeaways of kind of where we're at. We saw that luxury market, we see that the contract activity is down from the week before. It was a record breaking week for the year, 40 contracts signed. The week before this week, 27 contracts signed. Hard to know. Is that really a trend or is that just one week to the other? We'll have to see. The Manhattan and Brooklyn markets, they are different markets. Yes, supply and demand remain effectively currently balanced and neutral. We did see a nice little uptick in contract activity in both Manhattan and in Brooklyn. Have seen just a little bit of an uptick in supply, likely seeing both supply and demand peaking, though, for the spring market season. Here are the thoughts for buyers and sellers. Let's start first with sellers. Sellers, Memorial Day is here. So aim to get your deal done before summer really rolls around. Really good chance that we will actually continue to do business into June. Once July and August hit, though, solid chance the market is going to really slow down. So really try to get your deal done. Let's get through Memorial Day. Things are likely to take a little pause. But if you are really serious about selling your property, make your adjustment. If you're not getting showings, if you're not getting offers, you need to adjust your price. Do it now so that you can sell into market strength. This is a very good market. We are getting showings across all price points. You can see, it does vary, but contract activity is up. We see there's contract activity across the board, all price points. We see it in the luxury market. We see it in Manhattan and we see it in Brooklyn. So sellers, you want to get your deal done. Don't be sitting around in July and August. Buyers, don't sit around waiting for a lot more inventory to be coming on. This is probably, you see that a lot of inventory is coming off the market. If you see something that you want, try to take advantage of what's on the market. See if you can make a deal with the seller. Don't expect that you're going to get huge discounts, especially if something is just coming on the market. Our data is showing that there's not a huge amount of negotiability if something is priced well. We are even seeing multiple offers in some cases for properties that are really well priced. If you're really looking for leverage and that is your main goal and you're kind of flexible about what you're buying, then look to those properties that with longer than average days on the market. And if you're really not in a hurry, then I guess hang around and wait and maybe see what you can see in the dog days of summer, like July and August, and hang around and see what might be left over. That's another option for you. Okay. The only other thought that I have is, New York City market is not the easiest market to transact in. You hear me talk about the complexities of this market. The reason I do these reports is that there's a lot that goes into buying and selling here and being successful as a buyer and a seller. So I do these reports so that you can be an informed buyer and seller, so that you can hopefully be as successful as possible. And I would also caution you, though, don't try to go it alone. You should have someone by your side who adds value to your process. They will pay for themselves, I promise you. So, look, I am a practicing real estate broker. I have been practicing real estate for the last 22 years. I work with buyers and sellers pretty equally. I'm happy to speak with you if you have any questions or you would like to talk to me about helping you with whatever it is that you're looking to try to do. If it's not me, then find somebody who knows what they're doing, that you can trust, that is a true expert, and who can help you navigate these sometimes very complicated and tricky waters of Manhattan real estate and Brooklyn real estate. Let's call it New York City real estate. Okay. Before I finish, I just want to, as always, thank Urban Digs and the Olshan Report for their amazing work. The work that they do every week helps me to help you to make great decisions. I will be back next week with the very latest news about the state of the New York City real estate market. In the meantime, take care.